You know, with the fact that season 9 is upon us, and I'm sure I've talked about this before, and I know some others have thought about it, but when one looks at the possibilities, whether or not this turns out to be the way they go, one would have to admit that if you want to keep the fan base alive, if you want to keep that fan base going, and you want that fan base to follow you and that franchise into another generation or interpretation, then this is the best way to do it. What I'm talking about is, we know that Grogar is showing up in the season 9 finale. And we know that throughout the season there's a possibility that he's going to be hinted at and acknowledged as we grow closer to the finale. But what would the outcome be at the end? You see, a lot of people are wondering exactly what the outcome would be. Now, just like the G1 version of Grogar and his appearance there's no doubt this is going to probably be a two-parter. But then again, it could be more than a two-parter. It can actually be a four-parter or a three-parter. We don't know. But one thing is for certain. Whatever the ending is going to be an ending that will be impactful. Heck, when I did my video of where I talked about what fans actually want to see in Season 9, and I mentioned the finale, I stick by what I said there. They want a finale that's going to be good. They want a finale that's going to have them coming back and talking about it and rewatching it time after time. But what if this finale becomes more than that? You see, right now as we speak, we are currently in a phase, if you will. Like I said, we are currently in a phase, if you will, to where it seems reboots and soft retcons and soft reboots are the norm. And I don't think you can look any further than what Marvel is doing with Avengers in the MCU. I mean, there are a ton of rumors of which direction they're going in, but it seems that what we got at the end of Avengers Infinity War, and what could be the culmination at the end of the fourth Avengers, is a huge reboot, if not a soft reboot, retcon, and reset. And the reason I bring that up is because, as I've probably mentioned before, and I'm sure others have thought about this, who's to say that the finale that we will get won't tie into the supposed up-and-coming G5, Generation 5 of MLP? Who's to say that won't tie into it? I mean, like I said, if you're Hasbro, you want to keep your core audience. You want to keep that core audience that has made My Little Pony Friendship is Magic what it is today. You want to keep them at your side. So what better way to do that than to basically make G5 into somewhat of a soft retcon and reboot? I mean, think about it. When you listen to all the rumors that people like Millenniumus and others have had to say and report, the leaked photos, the pictures, the designs, what have you. When one looks at one of the designs that's been proposed or been acknowledged as probably happening, you have a tree that's connecting all these different planet-like environments that house all these different kinds of ponies and creatures. You got a planet of Earth ponies, you got a planet of unicorns, planet of Pegasi, you got a planet of dragons, and who knows. And you have a different way of how each is being interpreted as far as it's reported. But let's say part of that's true. Let's say the tree being an extension to these different planets is true. What if that tree is the tree of harmony, and because of possibly whatever happens, it causes such a retcon or an alteration to the current MLP timeline that it just breaks Equestria apart into separate planet-like environments, and each of these environments now house a different race of pony and creature. It makes sense. It makes sense to probably do that. And then, like I said, you kind of alter the timeline a little bit. You kind of alter the appearance at the same time and the physical changes of certain characters to be what is being proposed, to have them be what is being proposed for G5 and go from there. I know it doesn't make a lot of sense to a lot of folks, but when you kind of think about it, it makes some sense in the long run. I mean, with this alteration and all that, you could still bring in your new voice actors and voice actresses if you want to do that. But to me, it makes a lot of sense, because if you're planning to make Grogar become this omnipotent, powerful, Thanos-like being in the MLP FIM universe and timeline, then the best way for something like, let's say, the Tree of Harmony to help defeat him is to probably reset the universe or alter the universe or the timeline and reality itself to be what is being proposed in G5. And then you can go from there with G5 on having the main 6, maybe 7, who knows, along with Spike, trying to come together and figure out a way to restore things to what they once were. Now, as I've mentioned, I'm sure that doesn't make sense to a lot of folks, and that's something that a lot of fans don't want to see actually happen. But again, put yourself in Hasbro's shoes. What would you rather do? Would you rather just end Friendship is Magic on a high note and then try this new G5, seeing if maybe your established fan base will come and watch it as well? Or will you decide that you want to try to keep that same continuity in a way that it continues on in G5 by going the route of a alteration, of some kind of soft reboot, retcon, and soft reset, to the point that the characters probably know what's going on. They come together from the separate, now home-like planets. They meet together and they try to figure out how to restore things to as they were. Because when you think about it, it's not out of the realm of possibility, especially if you're looking at it from a business standpoint. What is the best strategic plan you can come up with to try to keep those that have made your show the successful money grabber it is, or should I say the successful gold mine it is, then by basically trying to keep things similar and identical, if not continuity-wise the same, but going down a route to where you do that, you also create somewhat of a new generation. Like I said, I know some people don't want to think about that, but think about it this way. Transformers Generation 2, when it came out in the mid-90s, Beast Wars and Beast Machines, whether people want to admit that or not, were Generation 2. But supposedly they took place before Generation 1, even though the toy line and the show were part of Generation 2. You get what I'm going at with this? Basically, even though Beast Wars and Beast Machines were part of Generation 2, but continuity-wise they took place before G1, they still shared somewhat of the same continuity, and yet some things got altered in a way, not much, that it affected most of what would happen in G1, but still there were some slight changes here and there. So one has to wonder if maybe that's what we might get with MLP. That perhaps we'll get some kind of, maybe we'll get some kind of soft retcon, reboot, soft reset, alteration to NG4 on a cliffhanger, and then resume that cliffhanger in G5 with the movie or whatever they got planned, and go from there. Again, I know it doesn't sound like a great idea. I know a lot of people are not looking forward to something like that. But if that's the way they want to go, that being Hasbro, and they want to keep that fan base that's made Friendship is Magic, My Little Pony, as we speak, the gold mine that it is, the profitable gold mine that it is, think about it. Wouldn't you probably attempt to do something like that to try to keep that fan base intrigued and focused on your product? I'm just saying. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think Hasbro might go that route for the Season 9 Friendship is Magic series finale? If they do, to lead into the possible G5 and have it connected continuity-wise because of that? Let me know what you guys think down below. Comment if you like. I'll talk to you all later.